Guys, what's going on? Welcome back. You're looking at Bitcoin Cash, Grayscale, bchg ticker in this video. Trying to give you an update. I'm going to be looking into it. This stock has been stuck recently, and it's probably appropriate for us to take a peek at it. Sitting at about 4.75 US dollars per share. As you guys know, with the Grayscale stuff, they basically they have a NAV price that follows the price. Sometimes there's a premium, sometimes there's a discount. Sometimes there's a premium or a unlock period where investors are dumping, but I remain bullish on these simply because, for the most part, they tend to perform pretty well in a bull market. Bitcoin Cash, Grayscale, the price of Bitcoin Cash times 0.00821827124, which will give you the 4.90 price. Let's take a peek at it. Let's see if it's trading above NAV price. For market share. As you guys know, it's had a lot of attention around it. Obviously, back in 2024, we had a whole community kind of built around this idea of Bitcoin Cash becoming a Grayscale thing. That price has obviously collapsed. We're now trading at a shake it, girl, shake it, shake that thing. We now are looking at kind of a discount. Obviously, this is starting to change a bit here. That's why we got it pulled up here for you. We're going to be looking at LTCN in the next video too. See, it's hard really, guys, to understand this if you don't know exactly how the mechanics work behind it. And I think that's kind of where we failed you before, is we didn't really tell you what was going on. But what we tend to happen is we have this NAV price. We have a little bit of a discount trading over the last couple months. We've had a consistent pullback in Bitcoin Cash where we go up, we pull back, but it's a nice tight consolidation. And then what we have here now is we have Bitcoin Cash, Grayscale approaching NAV price, which typically, guys, when the NAV price is sitting up here and the market price is sitting up here, this is typically a bearish scenario. But it's really hard to gauge with these crypto Grayscale trusts, is because they move so fast. We saw this with Zcash the other day, and surprisingly, the NAV price per share is still showing that the thing is bearish. So I would expect, guys, in the next little bit of time, if we can keep this momentum in some of the crypto stuff here, this would be the time you'd want to get in on Grayscale, because there is such a nice consolidation between the NAV, or there's such a strong correlation between NAV and market price. You're really betting on the actual crypto, which is exactly how these should be designed, how these investment vessels should be designed for people that want to gain exposure to the crypto without holding the crypto or trading the cryptocurrency themselves. And I think a lot of people made this mistake back in March of 2024, because they weren't able to buy crypto for whatever reason. They for whatever reason, they just wanted to get in on this Grayscale stuff, and we saw this huge premium. And this could happen again, obviously, guys. And in a bull market, it could happen. It could be a lot more extreme, because if we just have the prices spike up, right? We have the prices just spike up on the NAV price, which essentially, if the NAV price was up here and we had this much of a premium on Grayscale, I mean, we'd be sitting at $400. But really, the math behind here, we should have been sitting at $5, not $18. You see, so we were actually at $21. Yet the math behind everything that these things are built on, we only should have been at about a little over $5, and that's kind of where we're sitting at today. A year and a half later, a year and 8 months later, is kind of where we should be sitting, and that is at the current price of let's see, we're trading at about $4.75, a little under the NAV price, which I told you is just simply the math, 0.008272124 times the current price of native Bitcoin Cash. That is where we should be. But if we get any type of premium action, if we get NAV price spiking up due to an increased price in Bitcoin Cash, like say Bitcoin Cash went to let's see, $1,200, then the NAV price would essentially go up to whatever this value is times that, right? Minus, give or take a little bit, because this only the NAV price is only calculated at the end of the day, right? At the end of the trading day. So basically, the Bitcoin Cash went to $1,200, which it's it could do. It's only 100% gain. It could go to $1,800, which would be a 200% gain. We should theoretically be at like 10 to 15 bucks. Okay, but if we what we have to be prepared for as Grayscale holders on some of this stuff is that if a premium starts kicking off and we see a pile of people that are piling in from Robinhood, that prefer to buy this rather than Bitcoin Cash itself, we could see a spike much higher. Obviously, Bitcoin Cash Grayscale is tradable on Robinhood. I just did a video on Zcash. It is not. ZCSH is not tradable on Robinhood. It's an over-the-counter, but you can get this on Robinhood, which kind of opens the door to a whole nother beast, because we saw this kind of with GameStop. We saw this with, what was the other one we saw it on? Can't remember where else we saw it. But Bitcoin Cash recently, I don't believe was, drop in the comments, I don't believe Grayscale Bitcoin Cash was tradable on Robinhood for this run. I don't believe. I think it came after. So there's not just one thing to look at, guys. You have to look at a couple different dynamics to kind of break it down and for it to make more sense. But for Bitcoin Cash Grayscale, you're trading at a little bit of a discount to NAV. And if that rises to 1,200, the NAV price will be close to 10. You get the point. If it goes to 1,800, it's gonna be close to 15. And if we get a premium shot like this, if we get this premium, guys, this premium was trading 400 times, right? 400 times the actual NAV price. So it's trading at a 400% premium. So just imagine in a world where we saw a spike on Bitcoin Cash go to say, $3, $6, $5, $6, $7,000, and we had a 400% premium on that. That could be, astronomical. That would this stock much, much higher. All right, drop it in the comments, guys, and let me know.